As the lawsuits move forward, the ripple effects are already spreading far beyond the courtroom, with industry insiders quietly questioning how many similar stories never make it this far, while others argue that fame itself has turned into a target, and that high-profile figures are now assumed guilty in the court of public opinion before evidence is ever tested. Supporters of Rodriguez say his willingness to come forward, even years later, reflects how intimidating it can feel to challenge someone with enormous wealth, influence, and control over careers, while Perry's defenders counter that the timing, the shared legal representation, and the massive dollar amounts raise red flags that can't be ignored, especially when the alleged incidents date back nearly a decade. Online, fans are split, with some rewatching Perry's work through a new, uncomfortable lens and others insisting this is a calculated attempt to rewrite history for profit, and as filings, statements, and counterstatements continue to emerge, the case has become less about one accusation and more about the larger question of accountability in Hollywood, where power dynamics often blur lines and silence can last for years, leaving the public to wonder whether the truth will ever fully come out, or whether this will end as yet another explosive scandal where reputations are permanently altered long before a final judgment is ever reached. And that uncertainty is exactly what keeps this story gripping, because even as lawyers trade sharp statements and attempt to dismantle each other's credibility, the human element underneath the legal language refuses to disappear, with Rodriguez framing himself as someone who chased a dream, stayed quiet out of fear, and now feels a moral obligation to speak, while Perry's camp paints a picture of a successful filmmaker being repeatedly targeted by people looking for a payday, a clash that taps into a much deeper cultural debate about who society chooses to believe and why. Behind the scenes, industry watchers are quietly noting how rare it is for accusations against someone of Perry's stature to gain this much traction, and how each new filing invites scrutiny not only of the accused, but of the systems that allow powerful figures to operate largely unchecked for years, as casting couches, whispered warnings, and open secrets continue to be discussed but rarely proven. At the same time, the sheer scale of the financial demands has sparked skepticism, fueling arguments that the lawsuits risk undermining legitimate claims by making them easier to dismiss as opportunistic, yet for others, those numbers symbolize the emotional, professional, and psychological toll that allegedly follows such encounters, and as public opinion swings back and forth, the outcome of these cases may ultimately reshape how future accusers, studios, and power players navigate allegations. Because regardless of who prevails in court, the conversation has already shifted, the reputational stakes are enormous, and the shadow cast by these claims will likely linger long after the legal dust settles, leaving viewers to decide for themselves whether this moment represents long-delayed accountability or another cautionary tale about fame, money, and the fragile line between truth and perception.